Hi, I'm Kim from inspiredtosing.com if you haven't seen this face before. And today I'm going to teach you a little trick to help you get those higher notes a little bit more free, a little bit less stuck. So if you're really struggling with sort of that high mix or moving into your head voice and it starts to sound a little bit swallowed, or it feels like you're unable to kind of keep it in that forward placement and you're really trying to kind of push it out, you're getting throat tension, you're getting tongue tension, this could be a game changer for you. So we're going to be talking about the soft palate. This might be a revision for some of you, but I find that there are so many singers that are overlifting or underlifting their soft palate. And so I want to make sure that you know what it should feel like to get the sound that you're after, to get this free, effortless kind of sound. So we're going to play around. If you know me, you know that I'm a really big believer in you trying things out for yourself rather than just taking whatever a singing teacher on YouTube tells you to do. It has to feel good for you and it has to get the sound that you're after. So today we're going to be using one of my favorite tools. If you are one of my regulars, you will know that I recommend everybody have a drinking straw to use for your breath support, and I will link to the video that I do on that here so that you can check that out because it's so valuable as a vocal function exercise. So definitely get yourself a straw if you don't have one already. And we're going to be working on the song Chandelier. Now I'm doing this because it is a high song. I don't know that I'm going to be doing exactly the right note, but hopefully it gives you a good demonstration so that you can hear what it's like when I lower my soft palate, so when I don't really lift it at all and the quality that that gets. When I'm overlifting my soft palate, so any of you that have been taught to lift the soft palate by yawning, I would suggest that you're potentially an overlifter, and it is a habit that you can train out, so don't stress. And anyone that feels like their tongue is wanting to retract back, or they're getting a too classical opera-y sound for what they're wanting, you might be in the overlifting category. And then I'm going to use this little tool to set my soft palate in a different position, in a position that I find is really useful for contemporary singing. It's not too low, it's not too high. You always have options. So you might decide that you want it in between, you know, the straw and a lower one, or the straw and a higher one, depending on what sound you're after. So a lot of the kind of more speaky indie pop tends to go towards a lower soft palate direction, and some of the like bigger, richer soul singers tend to go slightly higher. But this is just going to give you an idea of where it should be so that you get some more ease in your singing, and then you can start to play around with slightly higher, slightly lower to change the color, because it's always up to you. You're the singer, you're the artist, so take responsibility for your sound and play around with a few things. So I'm hoping that I don't blow out the mic. I'm gonna give this a go, but before I demonstrate all three of them, I'm just gonna get you to either grab a straw or imagine that you have a straw if you don't have one right now. And you're going to suck in. And this is going to lift the roof of your mouth ever so slightly. It's such a subtle change, and we don't have a lot of nerve endings in that space, so it can be difficult to feel, which is why I like to use the straw so that I can set it up and then try to keep that shape as I vocalize. So this is really getting into vowel modification. So you're going to notice that on words that are small or closed vowels, e's, oo's, and little I words like it, in, is, your soft palate is not going to want to stay in that position. It's going to feel quite foreign. We have to change vowels in order to get a full, consistent, resonant, and easy sound. So you'll just start to get used to that the more that you use different tools and different concepts to show you what it should be like if you want to sing it in a way that feels good and sounds full. Okay, so I'm going to get you to close your eyes so that you can really get a sense of this, and suck in through either your straw or your imaginary straw. And relax. And then again, feeling the roof of your mouth. That subtle lift up. So I'm going to do a demonstration now. I really hope that I don't blow out the mic. So I'm going to try to do chandelier in the 3 different colors and see if you can hear the difference. It's really important that you listen to yourself and work on your own stuff. You can cup your hands around your ears to get a better sense of what the sound difference is for you. So let me know how you go with this exercise. So I'm going to go kind of around here. Going to keep the soft palate low so that you can hear this, and I'm going to do it lighter than Sia would do it because otherwise I'm definitely going to blow out this mic. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. So lower soft palate position gives me this really nasal kind of sound. It almost feels like the sound goes directly through my nose. So those of you that are trying to get forward placement, we don't want it to really drill through your nose. We want it to be a focused sound that feels like it's coming out the front of your face, but we don't want to try to pinch it or force it in there. So when I'm lowering my soft palate, it really sounds too thin for me and too nasal. And that's just my personal preference, but listen for what happens when I overlift the soft palate. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. So we're getting a little bit darker in color. So it is fuller, definitely. I've got more space going on there, but it feels stuck. It feels like my voice is really kind of resonating in this back space. And then when I go higher, I'm getting this kind of classical opera-y quality that I don't really want. I've also got a lot of tongue tension. My tongue is wanting to retract back. If I have a really high soft palate, the tongue tends to want to go back with it. So it isn't comfortable for me to sing like that. In order to get more power, I really have to work hard with that really open space. So it's something that you want to keep in mind. It does mean that you have to work harder to project. And that's kind of not what we want as singers. We want to be doing things as efficiently and effortlessly as possible. So now I'm going to set up this shape. So I'm going to do exactly what we did before. I'm going to suck in through the straw. I'm going to try to keep that shape as consistent as possible. So not getting any lower or not getting any higher in terms of the roof of my mouth. See if you can hear the difference. I'm gonna swing from the chandelier, from the chandelier. And for me, it feels focused. It's like I'm wearing a funnel almost. The sound just falls out of my mouth so much easier. I project with more ease. Everything feels very consistent and much more free. So I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that you can hear the difference, even if it is subtle, and that you play around with something that is difficult for you and having a listen, trying the different positions. When you're doing your own thing, just notice what your soft palate wants to do, what the roof of your mouth wants to do, and what happens if you take this tool or suck in without one and keep it in that shape. Does it make a difference? Does it release more tension? Help it to not get stuck? Help it to not sound quite so hooty and classical? I really, really hope that it does, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you know a singer that would really benefit from this, maybe you can hear one of the other 2 color options kind of coming through their voice, or you know that they struggle with tension, or you know that they struggle to kind of move through their mix, please share this video with them. I really hope that I can shine a light on chronic overlifting of the soft palate and potentially underlifting if you're getting too much of that nasality. I want singers to know that everything is figure-outable. You can fix things with the tiniest little changes. This is probably millimeters different than what you might be doing already. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great week.